actually do want to bring in Spencer Kubin. He is the Chief Legal Officer of Gold Law, and he's represented 9 of Epstein's victims, including the first victim ever to go to police. Thank you so much for taking the time, Spencer, to be here with us today.
Thank you for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Of course. And first off, I did want to ask you overall your thoughts on the comments there from President Trump that he is asking Bondi to release that grand jury testimony there. Is that enough?
I think that's a good first step.
First step.
But it should not be the final step in the process.
Thank you.
We know that the feds took into custody thousands of hours of videotapes that were confiscated both at the mansion here in Palm Beach as well as the one in Manhattan, and as well as the island mansion that he had in St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. Where are the videotapes? We want to see those tapes. We also knew through the sworn testimony of Ghislaine Maxwell in her litigation that there were computer files that had names in them. He had phone records, he had phone logs, he had people that he was meeting. All of this would be pertinent information that should be released. And I would say, look, Ghislaine Maxwell has said that she would be willing to testify before Congress. Call her forward to testify before Congress about whatever lists exist or people that visited the homes and people that were involved in the scheme. In addition to that, we know that these videotapes will show people that visited these homes. Let's see the videotapes. President Trump should issue an executive order tomorrow demanding the release of all this information immediately.
Demanded. About the fact that some Republicans, a handful of them, have actually joined in with Democrats calling for the release of any sort of client list that might exist, but also the files in general. What does that say to you overall?
I think what it says clearly is this is a nonpartisan issue. This is an issue to protect children, both in the past and in the future. You know, these are pedophilic individuals who we know were running a ring of pedophiles that were essentially trading girls, young girls, for sex and influence and power. So we want to uncover everything that exists out there.
Oh, yes.
Like
somebody
said,
talking.
You know, look, President Trump is very powerful. He should immediately issue an executive order demanding the release of this information. Don't wait around for Congress. Don't wait around for the courts. Do it and do it now.
Y'all hear
When
that?
you talk about the situation that has been unfolding, I want to go back in reverse a little bit. When you see that memo that is released last week, I don't know if you've been in touch with any of your clients there that are related to the case, but what goes through your mind initially as you see them say there is no client list?
It's absurd.
Thank you.
You know, look.
Stop playing our face.
In the litigation, an actual list, a paper document that outlined individuals and what they did. No, I never saw an actual list. But what I did see during the litigation were numerous phone message logs of people that were calling the mansion on numerous different occasions when they were in town. What I am aware of are clients that were traded essentially like trading cards for sexual favors to individuals. You know, this information is going to be contained within the investigative files of the FBI. And it's not going to be necessarily some printed list. That's just not the way these people operate. They operate on innuendos and favors. But we have the information. Our government has that information. Let's get it. Let's release it and let the public decide.
When you talk overall about thousands of hours of surveillance video, phone records, have you or any of your clients actually been able to see any of that? And what, I guess, leads you to know that this exists?
He said he's seen it.
Well, we know it exists because the administration admitted it existed. You know, the administration has gone on record stating that they have files, information, data, video.
Now, who is he?
Admitted by the FBI.
Last week, the Justice Department and the FBI issued a 2-page statement. This is one that we have been tracking very, very closely. As
he talked like he got some sense.
Continue over the release of the files in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
This.
President Trump has now called for Attorney General Pam Bondi to make public the grand jury.
It is very gross, but it exists. Now, we may not have known how deep it was.
On Truth Social, you can see it right there on your screen here. He did say, quote, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval.